Make him miss you without sacrifice. Ever find yourself wondering, does he really miss me when I'm not there, or is he just way too comfortable knowing I'll always be around? If you've ever asked yourself these questions, you're definitely not alone. So many high-value women have been there, caught in that confusing space of giving their all to a relationship, only to feel unappreciated, overlooked, or worse, taken for granted. The twist? Lots of high-value women think the secret to making a guy crave their presence is always being super available, showering him with attention, immediately replying to every text, and never turning down his plans. But what if I told you this approach is actually working against you? What if the very efforts you're making to have him miss you are what's driving him away? The truth is, guys miss you most when you master that fine balance. It's a mix of being there and giving space, showing interest while keeping a touch of mystery, giving, but also holding back sometimes. The secret is really understanding the psychology of it all and tapping into what I like to call Dark Stoic Psychology. It's a blend of those timeless principles of Stoicism with today's relationship dynamics, creating a magnetic pull that keeps him thinking about you, dreaming about you, and absolutely missing you. In this guide, I'm sharing 5 transformative ways to make him miss you. They're all about psychology, staying real, and personal growth. It's not about just playing with his emotions. It's about genuinely growing your relationship. By the end, you'll have the tools to create a vibe so strong he can't help but think of you, ready to switch things up and become that high-value woman he can't stop thinking about. Let's dive in. 1. Embracing independence, the key to authentic attraction. There's something incredibly magnetic about a high-value woman who doesn't need anyone, but still chooses to welcome someone into her life. People are naturally drawn to high-value women who are self-sufficient, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Why? Because this independence signals strength, confidence, and self-reliance, the very traits that make a woman truly unforgettable. Imagine this. You're deeply involved in a passion project, working late nights to make your vision a reality. Or perhaps you've taken up a new hobby, whether it's painting, writing, fitness, or diving into the philosophy of Stoicism. You aren't constantly chasing someone or filling your days waiting for that call. Instead, you're crafting a life that's so fulfilling and rich, your energy undergoes a complete transformation. This is the essence of true self-sufficiency, and it's absolutely captivating. But how do you harness this energy to make someone miss you? Let's break it down. First, recognize that self-sufficiency doesn't mean shutting anyone out or pretending you don't care. It's about creating a life so full and vibrant that your time and attention become a privilege, not a given. When someone sees you thriving, they'll want to be a part of that world. People are captivated by high-value women who have their own goals and are unapologetically pursuing them. Now let's explore the psychology behind this. People are naturally wired to be attracted to others who challenge them, who spark their curiosity and keep them engaged. When you're truly self-sufficient, you send a powerful message. I'm not here to complete or fix you. I'm here to share my world with you. This subtle transformation fosters a relationship dynamic of mutual respect and admiration where your presence is increasingly valued because you don't depend on anyone else for your happiness. But here's the catch. Self-sufficiency must come from an authentic place. If you're pretending to be busy or faking independence, it won't work. True self-sufficiency requires inner work, cultivating your passions, building your confidence, and embracing Stoic principles to stay grounded in your own worth. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our mindset, and our personal growth. By practicing Stoicism, you become the calm, composed woman who doesn't crumble under pressure or seek external validation. This emotional stability is incredibly attractive because it shows you're a woman of true substance, not just superficial charm. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you did something just for yourself? Not to impress anyone, not to gain approval, but because it truly lit your soul on fire? If you can't recall, it's time to shift your focus inward. Sign up for that dance class you've been curious about, Start journaling your dreams and take steps to bring them to life. Immerse yourself in activities that make you lose track of time. When someone sees you glowing with purpose, something intriguing happens. They start to feel like they're competing, not with someone else, but with your dreams and ambitions. This naturally creates a sense of tension, where they realize your time is precious and they seek to earn a place in your life. That's when the magic happens. But let's be clear, this isn't about playing games or manipulating someone into missing you. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, a woman so confident and sure of herself that her presence is a gift. When you embody this energy, people will naturally start to miss you. They'll think about the way your eyes light up when you speak of your passions, the strength in your voice when you set boundaries, and the quiet confidence you exude when you walk into a room. So how can you start cultivating self-sufficiency today? Begin by asking yourself, what brings me joy? What makes me feel alive? What kind of life do I want to create for myself? The answers to these questions are your roadmap to becoming the high-value woman that others can't stop thinking about. In the next section, we'll delve into the powerful psychological trigger of uncertainty, another key to making them miss you. But for now, take a moment to reflect on how you can embrace self-sufficiency in your own life. What's one small step you can take today to start building the life you've always dreamed of? Step 2, the allure of ambiguity. Let's dive into that irresistible charm of mystery. What's the secret behind a page-turner book, a memorable movie, or someone utterly fascinating? It's the questions left unanswered, the layers that keep you captivated and wanting more. The same idea fuels attraction. Ever wonder why some gals just have men invariably coming back for more? It's not because they're perfect or playing games. They harness the power of ambiguity. Uncertainty is a psychological magnet that keeps the mind hooked, the heart pounding, and emotions simmering. But here's the trick. It's not about being unreliable or distant. It's about sparking enough intrigue to linger in his mind when you're not around. This magic trick plays a pivotal role in everything from binge-worthy series to captivating stories. It's all about creating emotional tension through authenticity rather than manipulation. So how do you leverage this ambiguity without resorting to mind games? Let's break it down. First, let's grasp why uncertainty dazzles. We crave resolution, and when unsure of what's next, our brains race to fill in the blanks. This is why cliffhangers keep us hooked, imagination running wild with curiosities. The same happens in love. When he can't guess your next thought or when he'll hear from you again, he mentally invests in you more. As he ponders over you, his longing grows. But here's the golden rule. Certainty isn't about withholding affection or being purposefully confusing. It's about carving a little space for him to ponder about you, reflect on his feelings, and anticipate your next move. It's a fine balance, being warm and engaging together, yet maintaining independence and unpredictability when apart. Picture this. You spent an amazing evening together, the conversation flowing, laughter shared, and chemistry undeniable. Rather than texting the next morning with, "Had a blast, can't wait to see you again," try something different. Leave the moment open-ended. Let him revel in the memory, wondering if you're thinking of him as much as he's pondering over you. This isn't about ignoring or playing hard to get. It's about offering the gift of curiosity, letting him take the next step. When he does, respond with sincerity and warmth, but don't spill all your secrets. Create an emotional tango, a rhythm that keeps him wanting more. Here's another way to introduce ambiguity. Be spontaneous with your time and attention. Ditch predictable routines like texting every morning or always being available for sudden plans. Shake things up. Maybe you're unavailable one night because you're hitting a new yoga class or catching up with friends. Maybe you don't immediately reply because you're engrossed in a captivating book. When he sees your full life beyond him, his interest peaks and he values your presence more. Certainty works wonders when paired with surprises. Remember that last surprising gesture, compliment, or gift? It left its mark, right? Leave a hint of surprise in small yet meaningful ways. Send him a playlist of songs that recount your shared memories, or sneak a note into his pocket for a surprise later. These unexpected moments create emotional highs, deepening his connection to you. But remember, for this allure to work, it has to come from a genuine place. Being aloof for mystery's sake feels fake. Instead, let your unpredictability spring from a fulfilled, self-sufficient life. When you're authentically busy and engaged, a natural rhythm creates just the right level of intrigue. Now, let me ask you this. Are you up for embracing a bit of uncertainty in your connections? Ready to release the reins? Stop trying to control every relationship nuance and just trust the ebb and flow. It's not about manipulation. It's about being so confident that you don't feel the need to overdo anything. And trust me, that vibe is magnetic. So how can you weave a little mystery into your love life today? Maybe it's as simple as not responding to his text in a flash. Perhaps you dive into a new hobby taking up your time. Or maybe you just let him wonder what you're up to instead of keeping him clued in on everything. Before we venture on to the next transformational insight, I want your thoughts. Loving these insights so far? If the idea of using ambiguity to spark attraction speaks to you, hit that like button and drop a number 1 in the comments. Let me know you're ready to elevate your relationship dynamics. And don't forget, subscribe for more game-changing tips and insight. You really don't want to miss what's ahead. In our next segment, we're diving into the push-pull dynamic, a strategy that creates emotional tension, keeping him invested for the long run. Stay tuned. Step 3. Understanding the interplay, creating emotional balance. There's a certain rhythm to attraction, like a dance that combines curiosity, desire, and emotional connection. At the center of this dance is the concept of balance, a principle so influential it can completely change how someone perceives and feels about you. This isn't about playing games or being sneaky. It's about understanding the flow of human connection and using it to create a bond that keeps him wanting more. So what exactly is this dynamic and how does it work? Let's break it down. The push is when you engage with him, flirt, give him your attention, and make him feel special. It's the warmth in your smile, the sparkle in your eyes, and the way you genuinely take in his stories. The pull, on the other hand, is when you create some space, giving him time to process his emotions, miss your presence, and be intrigued by you. It's this gentle distance that stirs curiosity and reignites his interest. The key here is a powerful psychological principle. People are often most drawn to what they can't fully have. If you're always available, it can remove the excitement and mystery that keeps attraction alive. But if you're too distant or unresponsive, you risk pushing him away. The magic is in finding that sweet spot where he feels both the comfort of your closeness and the excitement of earning it. Picture it this way. You've been texting a guy and things feel easy and natural. It's obvious he's interested and you're enjoying the vibe. But instead of hitting him back right away or always starting the chat, you take a breather. Maybe you're busy doing your thing at the gym, hanging with friends, or just taking some well-deserved time out. When you finally message back, keep it warm and engaging, but don't spill everything. Leave a bit unsaid to keep him curious and invested. This small act of pulling back can shift how he thinks about you. Suddenly or on his mind more, he's curious about what you're up to and if you're as keen on him as he is on you. This curiosity amps up his interest, tapping into that emotional buzz that keeps things exciting, especially in the early days. Even in long-term relationships, maintaining this balance can keep the spark alive. Many couples fall into predictable routines that can, over time, become mundane. By mixing it up with this dynamic, you keep things fresh and exciting. For instance, instead of the usual Friday night plan, you might propose a spontaneous adventure or decide on some solo time, giving him the chance to miss you again. Push and pull also touch on emotional balance, which is crucial for lively relationships. Think about what keeps you hooked on a great show or movie. It's those unpredictable moments of conflict and resolution that make the story exciting. Relationships thrive on this kind of balance too. with the ebb and flow between connection and independence. But how do you embrace the push and pull without overthinking or seeming calculated? The answer is authenticity. This balance isn't about being someone you're not. It's about embracing the natural flow of life in your relationship. If you're genuinely busy with your interests, that's your pull. If you're excited to share an idea or plan that thoughtful date, that's your push. Allow these moments to happen naturally rather than forcing them. When you come from a place of authenticity, the balance feels easy and genuine, and that's the real power. There's also a deeper layer to this dynamic, one connected to emotional independence. By focusing on your own growth, joy, and peace, you create a confident energy that draws him to you effortlessly. So how can you master this balance in your life? Start by noticing your habits. Are you always the initiator? If so, take a step back. If you've been keeping your distance, lean in a bit more, show him your warmth and genuine interest. Remember, it's all about balance, not mind games or drama. When you master this balance, you foster a connection that's exciting, engaging, and deeply rewarding. And guess what? This balance doesn't just benefit him, it benefits you too. It helps you prioritize your own life and happiness instead of getting lost in the relationship. It teaches you to trust the connection's natural flow and empowers you as a high-value woman who's irresistible, not because she's flawless, but because she's authentically herself. Next up, let's dive into the power of absence and why a little distance can spark desire like nothing else. Stay tuned. You're about to discover how things get even more interesting. Step 4, why taking a step back makes them want you more. Let's dive into something real. Taking a breather from constant contact isn't the end, but the beginning of creating that spark. Ever notice how much you long for something that's not right in front of you? How the wait makes it even sweeter when it finally happens. Yeah, that's the magic of taking a step back. In relationships, it flips the script and changes the game completely. Lots of women think that being super available translates to a stronger bond. Like if you're always texting him back immediately, saying yes to all his plans or being at his beck and call, it shows him that you care. But what if I told you that this might actually be watering down his emotions? The truth is, when something is constantly at your fingertips, it loses its wow factor. Think about your favorite luxury handbag, chocolate cake, or travel spot. Part of their appeal is that they're not everyday occurrences. If you had them all the time, you'd get over it. Relationships are pretty similar. Our minds are wired to want what we can't just grab anytime, so giving some space allows desire to build up. Now let's see how stepping back a bit can make him yearn for you more, while still being that high-value woman you are. The secret is mastering the art of intentional absence. This isn't about ghosting him or playing manipulative games. It's about letting him miss you a little. Picture this, after an amazing weekend together filled with chemistry and genuine talks, instead of bombarding his phone with messages on Monday, you step back. You give him the chance to soak it all in, reminisce about how amazing you were, and leave him hanging a bit, wanting more. This break does something wild. He starts to idealize your time together, your laugh, the sparkle in your eye when you share a story, or even that light touch on his arm. With you not around to fill every silence, he fills it with thoughts of you. That's the beauty right there. Absence takes the best moments and doubles their impact. Let's take it up a notch. Absence isn't just about physically disappearing. It's more about emotional independence. When you're secure in yourself, busy living your most fulfilled life, you're letting him know, I'm a high-value woman with a life worth sharing, but I'm not scared to give you or myself some space. This ties into Stoicism, all about focusing on what you can control, your actions, mindset, and growth. Living by this makes him value the times you are around even more. You aren't looking for validation or spamming his DMs. You're out there crushing it in your own life, and that makes him miss you hardcore. Now here's how you can weave the power of absence into your daily life. First, check where you might be giving too much. Are you the one always texting first? Do you ditch your friends because he called? If so, it's time to dial it back. Not to punish him, but to put yourself first. Focus on you, and naturally, he'll start craving your company without you trying. Another trick, be a bit unpredictable. If you're usually texting at night, mix it up. One night, hit up a new art class or catch an event. When he asks what's up, keep it short and sweet. Just got back from an amazing class, can't wait to share later. No need to over-explain. This creates curiosity, keeping him on his toes. This tactic rocks even if you've been with him for ages. Creating a little space can light a fire in long-term relationships too. Plan a solo getaway or spend an evening on a hobby you love. When you get back, he'll be feeling that new kind of missing you weren't expecting. But remember, being absent is only golden when complemented with warmth. When you are with him, make it count. Engage, laugh, show that deep connection. So think about this. When did you last let him experience what it's like to miss you? If you're constantly available, always reaching out, always saying yes, maybe it's time to shift gears. Step back and let him feel what life is like when you're not around, so he can truly value the joy of when you are. If these ideas are sparking your curiosity, like this video and drop a comment with a number 1 below. I can't wait to hear how you use absence to build desire in your relationship. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful tips that'll help you shine as the high-value woman you are. You won't want to miss what's next. Step 5. Why do most high-value women miss this key element? Let's talk about something real for a second. Even high-achieving, smart, and high-value women sometimes wreck their relationships without even knowing it. It's not because they lack substance or worth, but because they miss a super important point. Men don't usually fall head over heels for someone always in their face. Nah, they want the chance to miss and crave you. Think about this. You've built a fantastic life. You're a high-value woman who's successful, kind, compassionate, and generous. You've achieved so much and you know how to show love. But here's the twist. Many high-value women think that always being around and saying yes keeps his interest locked. But what if I told you it's actually not the case? The truth is, being perpetually available and predictable can kill that spark. It's not about your value, it's how you present it. When you're consistently there, always available, you unintentionally remove the mystery that keeps love alive. Many high-value women think that their fabulous accomplishments, deep emotional generosity, or rock-solid loyalty will make a guy miss them. Sure, these are attractive qualities, but what often gets missed is how powerfully absence, balance, and emotional independence play into attraction. Even your most amazing traits can become mundane for him over time. Here's an analogy. Imagine your favorite dessert. At first, having it daily is thrilling, but if it's always there, the magic fades, not because it's lost its quality, but because it's lost its rarity. The same goes for relationships. Even high-value traits can lose their edge when they're constantly on display. So why do most high-value women stumble into this? Because they think love means constant effort. Society loves to sell the idea that to keep a man's interest, women have to give more attention, more availability. But the truth is, love thrives in a dance between closeness and mystery. Here's how you can break free and let your high value shine. First, boundaries are your friend. A lot of high-value women think that setting limits will make them seem unavailable or cold, but boundaries actually inspire admiration and respect. When you're firm about your priorities and emotional needs, it broadcasts, I value myself and you should too. Let's say you've been texting him nonstop, always initiating chats. While it seems caring, it can make him too comfortable. Step back and let him initiate. When he reaches out, be warm, but don't drop everything. You've got a full, vibrant life, and when he sees that, he'll appreciate you more. Another slip-up high-value women often make is placing his needs above their own. Canceling plans, reshuffling your life for him can seem like a sweet idea, but it eventually sends out the message that his time tops yours. Keep nurturing your goals and passions. When you're fully into your own world, doing great things, he'll see you not just as a partner, but as someone incredible to be with. And don't forget the magic of emotional independence. Some women think being emotionally available 24/7 keeps a bond strong, but emotional independence is so much more attractive. When you're secure in your own emotions, not leaning on him for constant reassurance, it draws him towards you. Here's the bottom line. High-value women don't need to hustle more to make a man miss them. It's about being more centered, intentional, and grounded in your worth. When you embrace this vibe, love comes to you naturally. Reflect on your relationship. Are you overstretching, always giving, and bending over backward? If yes, it might be time to let him step up and meet you halfway. Remember, your value isn't tied to how much effort you put in, but who you are. When you give him the space to see your true worth, everything shifts. He'll start texting first, making date plans, looking at you with newfound awe. Why? Because you've reminded him of your uniqueness, and that's something no high-value woman should skip. We've talked about the most game-changing principles surrounding attraction, like being self-sufficient, understanding the magic of absence, the push-pull strategy, and how uncertainty can play into it all. And so, these techniques aren't just methods to make him miss you, they forge a connection that's irresistible and long-lasting. What's amazing about all this is it's not about playing games. It's not some manipulative strategy or about being hard to get just to have the upper hand. It's about tapping into your high-value woman power, owning your independence, and letting your true vibrancy shine. When you focus on your own journey, give him room to appreciate you, and mix a little bit of mystery into your closeness, it's like casting a spell. He starts seeing you as a one-of-a-kind, completely priceless, someone whose glow is undeniable. And isn't that what we all really want? To be cherished, not because we're always on standby, but because we're genuinely unforgettable. So let's take a moment to think about the journey ahead. Are you ready to switch things up in your love life? Ready to embody the high-value woman who ignites genuine yearning and respect? The steps are straightforward, but their impact is massive. Start by carving out your own space, creating a vibrant life that naturally draws people in. Toss in a dash of unpredictability, a hint of intrigue, and let your light radiate when you're with him. And don't forget, these principles don't just amplify your relationship, they enhance you. They remind you of your worth, your dynamism, and your ability to form meaningful connections while being a high-value woman. As you balance out being present and a little elusive, you evolve into a version of yourself that is confident, captivating, and magnetic. This is your moment. Take these ideas and weave them through your days. Watch how he reacts. See the spark in his eyes when you're together, and feel the longing when you're apart. Understand this evolution isn't about altering yourself. It's about stepping fully into your high-value woman role as your most authentic, powerful version. Thank you for diving into these concepts with me. If you felt a connection with what you've heard, I challenge you to put these ideas into action and see how they transform your interactions. Remember, you're the gem, and when you fully believe that, everything shifts. I'm curious, what resonated with you the most? What's one small change you'll make today to let him miss you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more transformative insights and strategies. Here's to you becoming that high-value woman who's simply unforgettable. Sending love, confidence, and the undeniable connection you truly deserve. Catch you next time.